It's my first time voting.
Oh, you're a first-time voter. Who would you like to win?
Trump.
This bothers
Me, I am Puerto Rican, so that was like, I was like, wow, like I don't really like that, you know. I don't know, really. I really don't know, honestly. It's
so
hard.
as a Puerto Rican, you're okay with that, though?
No, definitely not. I just think, you know, like people, like everyone has opinions. Like, you know, if they don't like Puerto Ricans, it hurts, of course. But at the end of the day, I'm okay with who I am, and at the end of the day, I want to be able to have a better life in the future.
People are curious. Are you comfortable telling who you voted for president?
We'll keep that under wraps, but I do urge everybody to go out and vote. Obviously, it's super important that at the end of the day, you know, there are so many people out there, especially people I know who, you know, have that same mentality of my vote doesn't count. But, you know, when you have a bunch of people that think that it's going to sway an election, so gotta get out there.
Let's be the system, Anderson. The vote.
Who'd you vote for today?
I voted for Kamala Harris.
Why is that?
I have 3 daughters, 4 children overall, and women's rights is pretty important to them and my daughters. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional about that. I didn't think that I was going to do that, but you know, just their bodies, their choice type of a mentality. You know, I want them to grow up in a world that's welcoming to everybody. So yeah, that's why I cast my vote today.
Half of this country's life, women didn't have a voice.
So what is today?
Yes, CNN got a reality check. The platform people who continue to spew this nonsense like Trump campaign is furious. It is collapsing. But instead, what I realized the whole today is different. On this clip, I have Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga's clip. I will show you. But before I do, there is this video from this Atlantic guy. Sometimes it's like these people should not be put on air. You saw this guy at the beginning. His reason voting Kamala, it is for his children to have abortion. I was actually ashamed as a man to hear him talk like that. I want him to grow up in a world, my body, my choice. That is what he spewed out. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm if you share this video out.
From everyone you're speaking to, the feeling that you're getting from the inside the campaign, do you think Trump thinks he's going to win the election?
Yeah, Aaron, I think that he does, because I think he, of course, has a pretty distorted view of political reality. I think that's been the case for quite some time. He does believe that he's going to win. And I think as of a few weeks ago, people close to him were still pretty bullish on his prospects. I'm not sure that's the case anymore. I think that there is a real fear that the bottom has started to fall out here at the worst possible moment, and that they are closing about as weak a fashion as you possibly could. If sprinting through the tape is at one extreme, I think sort of crawling or limping through the tape is at the other, and that's how a lot of the Trump folks.
Yes, this is the inverse instead. Even CNN admitted it today. Democrats are furious. The number they saw, the early voting numbers, is not what they expected. They are lacking behind. For this man coming to say this is ridiculous. They want to create this notion like, oh, Trump campaign is panicking, oh, this is happening, before people go to the polls and vote, to psychologically defeat you. But don't fall for that trap. This same Atlantic guy, he put out an article, it went viral, said some ridiculous thing, which I don't even want to go there. Take a look at this video.
The math doesn't work. The Democrats are down 1.7 million early votes in the battleground states. In urban areas, they are down 1.4 million votes in the battleground states. Among women voters, rural voters have overperformed early by 300,000. Democrats have to win their races early. Republicans generally win them on election day. And the margins don't add up right now for the Democrats in any of these battleground states.
Sierra Van John says he is nervous and worried about Kamala Harris' chances in Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia is where we've got to run up a big margin. But Philly overall has been trending down, not in terms of going toward the Republicans, just people not getting out to vote. And so you got people out there like Pastor Carl Day who's got a bunch of young men with him, knocking on doors, trying to get people to come out. It's a bigger, tougher fight in Philly to get that vote count up than it has been in the past. That has me worried. The other thing that has me worried is that the Jewish vote in the suburban areas, Biden won the Jewish vote by 70%, 70-30 last time. Some polls show Kamala at 50-50. That is 70,000 votes we've bled away. That is the margin for victory. So you got groups like Zioness, Amanda Berman out there fighting to get the Jewish vote back on board. This is a tough
Trump campaign doing ads
and
to
the
try
Trump
to,
campaign pushing the other direction. So this is it is door to door, bruised knuckles, tired legs, a lot of coffee, and I'm nervous and worried, and I'm not going to be anyway until this thing gets called.
Okay, is there anything that is making you happy about Pennsylvania?
No, there's nothing making me happy about Pennsylvania. You got David Urban out there causing us trouble in the rural parts of the state. Get David Urban on this show and keep him here all day, and then I'll feel better.
Just don't let him leave.
I don't want him out there.
Same question to you. Is anything making you happy about Pennsylvania? Is everything making you nervous?
I just have to say, if only there's something that Kamala Harris could have done early in this campaign to help with the Jewish voters of Pennsylvania, could it have been that the governor of Pennsylvania...
Yes, I believe you heard him. He is extremely worried, like, what is going on? What will happen? They are panicking. It is difficult for these people to actually express themselves this way. Like, few days ago, I realized Kamala was running different ads, targeting different people. Went to Michigan, a different ad targeting Muslims. Went to this location, Pennsylvania, run a different ad targeting Jewish voters. And CNN could not bear that. They had to call that out because it was dishonest. Like, what is going on? They've realized where they are falling out. And here this man acknowledges that. Yes, in another video, Vivek has the perfect response when asked if Republicans will accept this year's election result. CNN Brian Kelly was not amused with the answer. Vivek is very brilliant. Sometimes when I watch this guy...
Sir, if Donald Trump loses the election today, should he concede?
Look, I think that one commitment I think Republicans can make is if Donald Trump loses this election and Kamala Harris becomes the president, God forbid in my case, I'm not rooting for that outcome, Republicans are not going to launch some type of multi-year investigation that impedes the first 2 years of her presidency with false allegations of foreign election interference. We've seen that within the last decade in this country.
Right, but it's a yes or no question, sir. I mean, should he concede or should he not?
I think whoever wins the election should win the election and whoever loses should concede. But the fact of the matter is, when we look at the last 10 years, in case you and I both understand the subtext of this question, there's been this, I think, brewed up concern that I think is really designed, I think in many ways, to mislead voters about what's happened in the last 10 years.
Misleading voters. I mean, people attack the Capitol to try to interrupt the process of certifying the last election.
If I may just finish my point, that's no doubt been talked. The January 6th issue has been talked about ad nauseum. What hasn't is the fact that the presidency was actually undermined by Kamala Harris and the Democrats, the Democratic Party that Kamala Harris is a part of, for the first 2 years of Donald Trump's presidency on allegations of a false Russia collusion hoax.
That is how it is done. This was a perfect response from Vivek, though she was struggling to cut him. Now going into something else. Yes, Taylor Swift knows the stakes are high, but real fans should be voting for Trump if they want change. She knows that. Though I understand a lot of people don't actually believe in some of these celebrities.
So what is today? What Tuesday? What was it that everyone is supposed to do today? Was it? Oh yeah, gotta go vote today. I'm seeing a lot of underestimation of young voters and this new generation who now have the right to vote just in the last couple of years. But these are people who grew up post 9/11. They grew up with school shooting drills at their schools. These are people who want to vote. It's not enough to just want change. It's not enough to just want to vote. You have to go and make change by voting. And today is your opportunity to do that. I promise you it feels so wonderful to exercise that right that you have. And again, once you voted, take a picture of it, tag me in your photo, #JustVoted, and I'll be looking for you.
Yes, I'm really waiting to observe if this celebrity endorsement works after the result will be out. If Trump wins, I don't know how these people will feel. It'll be embarrassing to see the number of celebrities coming out to endorse Kamala, especially Hollywood. Lady Gaga have this to say.
Half of this country's life, women didn't have a voice. Yet we raised children, we held our families together, we supported men as they made the decisions. But tomorrow, women will be a part of making this decision.
All the multi-billion-dollar.
This is the deal they go out there and catch your food. God bless you abundantly.
Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever.
And you're putting women down? Have called out Trump over it.
Translates out of many.
Protection is not the freedom of choice.
There's so much at stake.
This is what I said during a conversation.
Have called out Trump over it.
Both candidates very clearly pushing to win.
He brought up America.
Love you. You're so wrong.
Insulting and as mean-spirited as they want to be.
So they now wear the two candidates to see who will favor them.
This is the President of the United States.
Now, I never noticed before and make me go, whoa.
You know, Whoopi, you always say you don't believe in polls.
Throw a birthday party for Diddy.
You're calling yourself.
If you are over 18, please register to vote.
What he does at age 71.
Everybody